It starts quietly. You tell yourself, just 5 minutes, one more scroll, one more check. Then you blink, and an hour's gone. Your mind feels busy, but your life stands still. Crumbs, tiny bursts of pleasure that never lead to peace. Each swipe, each delay, teaches it to prefer comfort over creation. Still, you are not the algorithm. You are its teacher. And with one shift, a 2-minute rebellion, you can start to break the loop. Because procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear disguised as logic. Fear of imperfection. Fear of the weight of starting. But here's the truth. Your brain only fears the mountain. It doesn't fear the first step. So today, we'll make that step effortless. 2 minutes at a time. One action at a time. You're not fighting distraction. You're training focus. Now, let's begin.
Here's the secret. Your brain loves momentum more than motivation. It doesn't crave massive action. It craves motion. Because once motion begins, dopamine follows. That's the 2-minute rule. If a task feels heavy, shrink it to what can be done in 2 minutes or less. Write one line. Open the document. Fold one shirt. Send one message. That's it. Neuroscience calls this the activation threshold, the moment when hesitation flips into flow. Every time you cross it, you weaken the brain's resistance loop. Still, I once coached a student drowning in unfinished projects. He promised to just write for 2 minutes each day. In 1 week, he'd written 3 chapters. He didn't hack motivation. He rewired momentum. That's what you're training now. Not the discipline to finish everything, but the courage to begin anything. So, the next time your mind whispers, "Not now," don't debate it. Start the smallest motion possible and let biology carry you forward. Lead.
Every habit begins with a cue, and procrastination thrives on the wrong ones. The phone buzzes, you check it. The tab opens, you drift. The cue fires before you even choose. So today, we flip the script. Instead of waiting for motivation, you build a starting ritual, a trigger that tells your brain it's time to begin. Maybe it's as simple as putting on your focus playlist, setting a 2-minute timer, standing, exhaling once, and whispering, "Now." Neuroscience shows that pairing a cue with a micro-action creates what's called a behavioral gateway. It turns decision into instinct. One client of mine used a coffee mug as his trigger. Every morning, as soon as he filled it, he'd open his notebook. No debate, no delay. After 21 days, the act was automatic. Still, don't wait for the perfect time. Design the cue, trust the start, and let the circuit take over. Because action doesn't come after clarity. Action creates it. Lead.
You've crossed the threshold. Now, keep it alive. Momentum
is fragile at first. Break it, and the resistance returns twice as strong. But stack it, and you build velocity. Here's the method. Once your 2 minutes are done, don't stop immediately. Ask one simple question. What's the next smallest move? That's the momentum stack, a chain of micro actions that extend your flow without pressure or perfectionism. Write one sentence, add one more. Organized one file, drag the next. Made one call, cue the second. Your brain begins releasing dopamine with each micro win, creating a self-reinforcing circuit. That's not willpower, that's neurochemistry in motion. Still, I once knew a designer who swore by this rule. He started with 2 minutes of sketching before work. Within a month, he'd built a portfolio, not from motivation, but from momentum. The lesson? Small actions compound. Tiny steps stack into transformation. And every repetition whispers to your brain, I'm the kind of person who starts and stays. Lead.
Here's the paradox of procrastination. We chase pleasure now and pay later. But when you flip that, when you delay the reward, the brain learns discipline through desire. Dopamine isn't evil. It's directionless energy. It just needs guidance. So here's the hack. Attach the reward after completion, never before. Scroll after 2 minutes of work. Sip the coffee after finishing one paragraph. Check messages after the task is done. This tiny shift changes the neurochemical balance. You're no longer chasing distraction. You're training your brain to link dopamine with progress, not avoidance. Still, a student once told me he only let himself play music after cleaning his workspace. Within days, cleaning became effortless because his mind now equated clarity with rhythm. That's what we're doing here, turning reward into reinforcement. Each delay strengthens your neural grip on focus, follow-through, and flow.
Two minutes can change more than your day. They can rewire who you believe you are. Here's why. The brain doesn't build identity from beliefs. It builds it from evidence. Each small act becomes proof. Every time you begin, you tell your subconscious, I'm a person who starts. Do it again tomorrow, and the message gets louder. That's identity stacking, where repetition reshapes self-image. Still, a man I once coached struggled to call himself disciplined. He'd quit every routine he started. So I told him, forget routines, win one start. He did, every day for a week, just 2 minutes of writing. By day 7, he said something powerful. I didn't become disciplined. I stopped calling myself lazy. That's the essence of rewiring. Change your actions first. Let the story catch up later. Because when your brain sees consistent motion, it stops arguing about who you are and starts accepting who you've become. Lead.
Progress isn't built in hours. It's built in resets. Each morning, you face 1,000 chances to drift, but one 2-minute reset brings you back. Sit. Breathe. Ask yourself, what's the smallest thing I can start right now? This is your reset ritual, a short circuit breaker for procrastination. When done daily, it becomes muscle memory for focus. The Stoics called it premeditatio, preparing the mind before the storm. In modern terms, it's cognitive priming. You're training your brain to recognize resistance and respond with movement, not avoidance. Even on the days you feel scattered, this ritual grounds you. 2 minutes of conscious start beats 2 hours of unconscious delay. Remember, discipline isn't about intensity. It's about returning. Reset, recenter, resume. Lead your day before it leads you. Every great transformation begins not with a leap, but with a spark. 2 minutes. That's all it takes to reclaim your direction, to prove to yourself that momentum still lives in you. Start small. Start now. Because the act of starting isn't just how you move forward, it's how you rebuild faith in yourself. Your brain adapts, your identity evolves, and procrastination, it fades, starved of your attention. This is your manifesto. You don't need more time, you need more beginnings. So next time resistance whispers, "Not now," answer it with 2 minutes of action. Then let the universe handle the rest. Reset, start, become.
This is Vision Vortex, your space where clarity meets transformation. Subscribe now and return each week to sharpen your mind and strengthen your soul.